thinking I didn't get the money. I went rehab, I'm clean, and I'm still in the same situation now.
Like, nothing has changed for him. So everyone was just acting on social media, trying to help him, but then no one helped you, basically.
Early in the morning, What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and we are back with another video today. It's Sunday. Let's get into the video, guys. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell to be notified, and once again, thank you so much to everyone that subscribed to me recently the last few weeks. Like, are you crazy? Look down. Wherever you're watching me from, the TV, your cellular, your phone, your laptop, whatever, just look down at the subscriber count, please. Look at the subscriber count, please. Like, are you crazy? It's mad. 14,500. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Thank you. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep going. Anyway, so if you guys didn't know, there was, just to give you a bit of context, there was a homeless guy, or allegedly a homeless guy, who went around social media last year, I think at some point. It was either 2020 or 19. I think it was 2020. And his name was Akwasi, I believe. And he was basically dubbed the Stormzy Lookalike. He was going around social media because he looked like Stormzy. And he was homeless, basically. That's pretty much how he went around social media. He was allegedly homeless, and back last year, word got around about this guy, and a young lady who was 16 at the time, 17 now, 16 at the time, created a GoFundMe page for Akwasi. Now, obviously, you've just seen the video at the start of this video. He's on the train again. Someone's filming him on the train. He's on the train saying, I didn't receive the money. Like, I'm still homeless, XYZ. This is where the complications start rising, and where there's a bit of discrepancies in this story. You feel me? It turns out that that's not entirely true, that he's homeless. And it turns out that it's not entirely true that he hadn't seen any of the money, XYZ. Because this 16-year-old turned 17-year-old now. Big up Stella, big up your ting, man. You're a real queen for this. I rate your ting heavy. Anyway, so this Stella girl has come online now. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel or Instagram, whatever. She's come online and she's explained the whole thing. She's basically been bashed over the last few days, or last 24, 48 hours, last week, whenever it was. Basically, since this video came to light that he's still homeless and he ain't seen none of the money that got raised for him, she's getting bashed. Like, this young 17-year-old's getting absolutely slandered. First things first, yeah, who else made a GoFundMe page? Actually, in fact, all the people slandering her, did you even contribute to the GoFundMe page? Anyway, we'll get to that anyway, we'll get into the story. I'm jumping the gun a bit here, you know what I'm saying? So she was getting slandered by social media for using this guy to leverage her own wealth, basically. She raised about 30 odd grand for this guy, 28 grand, something like that, 28, so around that number, raised a lot of money for this guy. And she's now getting accused of just using him to leverage her growth and just taking the money, basically. Anyway, as I said, she's come online now, and she said she has proven her innocence so maturely, so calmly, so articulately. I'm very, very impressed. Me at 17, nah. Her at 17, me at 17. You know what I'm saying? There's levels here, and she's very mature, you know, very, very selfless, and she's come online and she's proven receipts after receipts after receipts after receipts after receipts, proving her innocence. Like, she literally has receipts after receipts. In a nutshell, she said that she was working with Akwasi, and they were in direct communication with him and his mother. So she was explaining how they raised the money, they got in contact, they released the funds, so GoFundMe released the funds, and then basically the way it works is that the Akwasi and his mum would obviously get in contact with Stella, with this young girl, whenever they want to use the money, essentially. Because you have to realise, yeah, you're not going to give, if you've raised £30,000 for someone who is on the streets, who are allegedly homeless and is addicted to drugs, you're not going to give them the money, are you? You're not going to, logically, you're not going to give them the £30,000, because what does that do? They could easily just abuse that. So they ask for the money whenever they want something paid for. And she's doing this on her own, basically. This is a young girl. She raised all this money. She's doing all this. She's organising the logistics. She's in communication. She's releasing funds here. She's paying for this. She's buying that. The main point is that he says that he didn't see none of the money, which is a lie. It turns out he did. So he did lie in front of the camera. He lied, and I'm gonna talk about that because obviously there's two sides. I'm not impressed that he lied, but he is also an addict. So you need to empathise. His state of mind isn't always 100, shall we say. Anyway, the point she makes here is that his rehab was £5,000 per week.
Now the funds were released, we had to find a suitable rehabilitation for A, and this didn't take that long. But yeah, so within the time we put A into rehabilitation, the whole rehab was 5,500 per week. So
as you saw there, 5.5 grand a week, she says. She actually then goes on to say later in the video that he actually was the one that discharged himself. So he discharged himself 3 weeks in. That wasn't the deal. That wasn't the plan. He discharged himself 3 weeks in. She also goes on to explain how he wanted to pay his mum for some stuff. So he ended up sending his mum 1.5 grand for bills, mortgage payments, XYZ. He wanted to buy his mum some clothes or something like that. So there's receipts after receipts. Do you want to know the funny thing is? The jacket man's wearing in the video is the jacket she bought for him.
Like nothing has changed for him. So everyone was just acting on social media, trying to help him, but then no one.
First things first, as I've already said, Stella, if you ever see this, big up you. I don't know no 16, 17-year-olds raising 30 odd grand and helping homeless people and drug addicted people into rehab. I don't know many people 16, actually in fact I know none. And as I said, me at 16 and 17, I weren't doing that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very, very impressed by this girl, big up her thing. Now, on the topic of this Stormzy Lookalike here, Akwasi, there's two, I'm caught in the middle here, because my initial reaction here was, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I don't care who you are, if you're addicted to coke, addicted to heroin, or you're an amazing athlete like LeBron James, or Kobe, or RIP, or whoever, Lionel Messi. If a 16, 17-year-old has helped you raise money for whatever cause, you better show some goddamn gratitude. Rather than coming on the camera, talking about, yeah, man's still homeless, when you're actually not. She's basically saying that you're not homeless, you live with your mum, and she did raise the money for you. All these receipts are here. So I'm not impressed here with my man at all, coming on camera, talking about, yeah, I'm still homeless, I never saw the money. When you're wearing the jacket that the girl bought for you, that's low. This girl is 16, 17 years old. She didn't have to do that, but she did this for you. Now, obviously, on the other side, the second point I want to make here is the guy who recorded the camera. Like, why are you recording this camera? This all this social media, yeah, this whole social media generation that I'm in, that we're all involved, whatever. Everyone wants to whip up phones. Like, if it's beef, people don't. If it's fight, people whip up phones. If it's this, people whip up phones. Like, this man doesn't even know the whole story. But yet you're so eager to whip out your phone and say, oh, what this Stormzy Lookalike still homeless, yeah? Oh yeah, all you lot were just riding this guy's way for, bro, you should just ask questions yourself. Now you look like an idiot. Because actually, this girl did help my man. Fool. Anyway, now, the third point I want to make is obviously back to Akwasi, yeah? As much as I'm kind of pissed off that he's ungrateful that this girl helped him, you do have to empathize, innit? And my friend Nicole did a video on this today as well, and she made a really good point that he is an addict at the end of the day, and the mentality is different. You know, when you're addicted to certain substances, it can warp your mentality. You know, drugs actually change your biology. You do realize that drugs actually change your biology. The moment you take heroin, for example, that opium, whatever's in it, literally alters your DNA or your brain. Do you know what I'm saying? So cocaine does the same thing. Not as much as heroin, but it does long-term effects on your mentality, whatever. I don't know what my man's addicted to, but whatever it is, there could be lasting effects on his mentality. I don't know what his priority is. Obviously, his priority could be to get more money and stuff. I get that if he's broke, like, I get it. Like, everyone has their hustle and stuff, I get it. I'm just not, obviously there's two sides, and at the end of the day, this girl is actually like a hero. Like, this girl didn't have to do that. She's managing it all herself. She's got this receipt, this, that, flipping all over the gaff. So, and yeah, you never know what people are going through addiction wise, innit? I'll be honest with you, I've never actually said this on camera before, but I've actually had therapy. I actually went through I went through a short period of therapy last year, in fact. Or was it 2019? Oh no, it was 2019. I had therapy for addiction. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that doesn't even include talking to people about mental health issues. Now, this is specifically substance abuse. You know what I'm trying to say? So I actually know what it's like to be dependent, shall we say, on a substance where you don't really need it. And I'm still feeling the effects of that today, you know. So, you know, I get it. But at the end of the day, if someone was helping me raise bread, I'm not gonna be lying on screen and lying on camera. I'm actually gonna tell you the truth. In fact, I'm gonna come on here and say, a 17-year-old girl has raised money for me. While I'm still broke, while I'm still in the streets, while I'm still living with my mums or whatever, this girl really tried to change my life. That's the way I'm gonna approach it anyway. So you ain't really gonna get too much sympathy from me when you ain't showing much gratitude, but I empathize in it, so I understand. But ultimately, I just wanted to share this video today because it's an interesting story, because you know he doesn't even like being called the Stormzy Lookalike. I feel bad calling him Stormzy Lookalike. I'm gonna respect that. I mean, I say that I'm gonna have to put this in the title, because otherwise you're not gonna know who Akwasi is. So from now, I'm not gonna call him the Stormzy Lookalike no more from today's video. But at the end of the day, I really hope that he gets the help that he needs. I really hope that he. Oh, actually, before I end this, before I end this. They haven't actually spent all the money. So of the 28 grand or whatever it was, 30 grand, she still has 8 bags left that he has access to. So why is he lying? So as in she's categorically said on camera, she breaks it down. In the corner of the video, it starts off like 28 grand. And it goes down after, she literally systematically goes through receipt after receipt after receipt until it gets down to the net amount left. He still has access to 8 bags. So I don't really get what the MO is here. I'm not really sure what he's saying and what he's doing here. But either way, like I said, I really hope he gets the help he needs. I mean, he's still got 8 grand. He can still go back to rehab for a week if he wants. But I mean, even on the topic of the rehab thing, like, how are you not embarrassed charging people 5.5 grand to be cured? But whatever. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you again for everyone that's joined. Road to 25k, and then road to 25 flipping grand thousand, then 25 mil. 25 sitting on 25 mil. What? Anyway, peace.